This is Tanya Carroll Richardson coming to you with a new angel video today, and I'm so excited to be back with these videos. I know summer is a busy time for people, and I have had a busy summer too. My new book, Angel Insights, came out in early May, and I've been super busy promoting that. So I apologize for the lack of videos, but it was for a good cause. It was for that good book, Angel Insights, which you can order in the link below this video. I've also been busy doing my private intuitive readings with folks, and you can also, if you're interested in getting an angel reading with me, there's a link below to that section of my website below this video as well. So today our video is going to be about how do I trust my instincts? I think this is something that we all ask ourselves. Even me, a professional intuitive, I have to ask myself that from time to time. And the reason I got the idea for this video is kind of fun. I was out having dinner and I saw two young women at the table next to me, and New York restaurants, if you live in New York, know they're very, very close together. So you can't help but overhear conversations sometimes. And one of the young women said to her friend, she said, I just don't know how to trust my instincts. I feel like I get intuitive guidance, I get instincts, and I'm just never sure if I should act on them or if it's just wishful thinking. So I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to do a video about how can I trust my instincts? How can I know if something really is an intuitive hit from my higher self or guidance from my angels? So I came up with 3 fun, easy to remember ways that you can test out your instinct and see if it feels real to you. The first is usually when you're getting a hit from your intuition or guidance from your angels, or what we call an instinct, time will slow down and the moment will feel heavy or important. So say you're at a restaurant having dinner with a friend and maybe you have a problem, you two are hashing it out, talking about possible solutions, how did you get here? And suddenly your friend says something that's very, very poignant. And all of a sudden, out of all the advice the friend has given, in this moment when he says this one piece of advice, it's like time slows down. In the movies when something slows down and all of a sudden, you'll also feel this heaviness to it, like, wow, what he said felt very important. It was almost like time seemed to stop so I could really feel and hear what he was saying. And it just feels very important what he said. And after you leave the restaurant, it might be the one thing that stays with you. That one piece of advice out of all the pieces of advice he gave seemed very important. Well, it was probably a piece of advice that he got from his own intuitive higher self, or his angels or your angels kind of came into his brain and said, tell your friend this. So that's one way to know. Time will seem to slow down a little bit, and whatever the intuitive hit is, the information will feel very important. The next way to tell if something really is an instinct or an intuitive hit and not wishful thinking is, how does it feel to you? Usually when you get a strong intuitive hit, you will feel it. Now, I've talked in past videos about different ways we get information from our intuition. There's clairaudience, where you hear a voice in your mind. There's clairvoyance, where you see an image in your mind's eye. There's claircognizance, where you get a lot of intellectual information coming in like a download from heaven. And then there's clairsentience. That's what we're talking about here, where you feel intuitive guidance. So say that you get whatever the intuitive thought you get, or the information you hear, or the person you meet, whatever it is you feel intuitively is something important to you. See how you feel. Do you get chills when you get this piece of information or meet this person? Do you feel warm all over? Do the hairs on your arms stand on end? Do you get that gut instinct feeling? People love this gut instinct, and it's true because we all get them. Do you just get that strong gut instinct knowing of, hey, I know this job is going to be good for me. I've just got a really strong feeling about it. That's your intuition and your angels talking to you. So pay attention to those physical sensations and also that gut instinct. That's a great indicator that you are getting an intuitive hit about something. The third thing is very important, and something that I think occasionally we might forget to do, and that is check in with your head and your heart about the information you got. When I say check in your head, it means check in with your logical brain. You might get an intuitive hit that you you should try and buy a piece of rental property, something that you can own, but then you rent out to others, or vacation property as a source of income. Maybe you run that through your head and you're thinking, well, gosh, my partner and I aren't in a financial position to do that now, but if we set that goal for 10 years from now, if we slowly work towards it, maybe I get a part-time job to help pay for that. Maybe we refinance the home we have. There's different ways that we could go about it. And maybe in 10 or 15 years, we could have a rental property, and that might help us retire, which I've been worried about. So if you run it through your head, and even if it's not something that seems logically sound now, if it seems something that you could slowly work towards for a long-term goal, that's a good indicator that it's a good hit from your intuition, because your own higher self and your angels will give you intuitive guidance that's best for you. And if something is wishful thinking, it will just kind of fall apart logically in your hands. Like when you're making recipes and you're making a dough and you haven't put in the right amount of water or flour, it'll just kind of fall apart. So run it through your head and make sure that whatever this instinct is, that it's logically sound, because that's important. Just as important is running it through your heart. And this is something that I'm trying to do more and more for myself. What does your heart say about this? Is this something that you want? Is this something that feels good and positive and nourishing to you? The heart has its own wisdom and it has its own voice. And when you get used to checking in with it, you will start to learn that wisdom and recognize that voice. So do check in with your heart. Is this something nourishing, something positive, something that I really want to do? That's important to know. So those are 3 ways to try and discern if something really is a good instinct or intuitive hit or guidance from your angels. I've loved giving you this video. I love being back doing the videos. I'm going to try and do them more regularly again. And in the meantime, you can, again, get the Angel Insights book with a link below this video. You can schedule an angel reading with me with a link below this video. Or you can also get my new book, which is called Forever in My Heart. That's a very special book. It's a grief journal that you dedicate to someone who has passed on, and the journal helps you write down all the memories of them, all the things you loved about them. It helps you get in touch with your heart and your emotions around this event, and just writing can be a very healing thing, but it really is a keepsake where you can write down your favorite things about your departed loved one, and most importantly, get in touch with their spirit in heaven and start trying to communicate with them and get signs from them from heaven. So there's a link to pre-order or order that book below this video, depending upon when you see this video. Thank you for being with me, and as always, I'm sending you angel blessings.